Why do we need chunking in RAG? Chunking is one of the most important pre-processing steps in a RAG pipeline because it improves retrieval accuracy. In RAG, the LLM doesn't search documents directly, it searches embeddings stored in a vector database. If the documents are too large, retrieving only the relevant information becomes difficult. For example, imagine a 100-page employee handbook containing leave policies, insurance details, remote work guidelines, and expense reimbursement. If we store the entire handbook as a single embedding and a user asks, "What is the work from home policy?" the vector database retrieves the entire handbook. The LLM then has to process a lot of irrelevant information, making the response less accurate and increasing token usage. Instead, we split the document into smaller, meaningful chunks, such as paragraphs or topic-based sections. Each chunk gets its own embedding and is stored separately. Now, when the same question is asked, Similarity Search retrieves only the chunk related to the remote work policy. The LLM receives focused context, making it easier to generate an accurate and relevant answer. So, the purpose of chunking is to improve retrieval by ensuring the model receives only the most relevant information. In a RAG system, better chunking leads to better retrieval, and better retrieval leads to better responses. What is chunk overlap? Chunk overlap is a technique where consecutive chunks share a small portion of text. For example, if my chunk size is 500 tokens with an overlap of 100 tokens. Chunk 1 contains tokens 1 to 500, while Chunk 2 starts at 401 and goes to 900. So those 100 tokens are repeated in both chunks. So then the question arises, why do we do this? Because important information often lies at the boundary between two chunks. Without overlap, a sentence could be split in half, causing the vector database to retrieve incomplete context. By repeating a small portion of text, each chunk retains enough context for Similarity Search to retrieve more relevant information. This helps the LLM generate more accurate responses. However, the overlap should be kept small because too much overlap creates duplicate data, increases storage, and may return redundant results. So, chunk overlap is all about preserving context while improving retrieval accuracy.